I have to confess that I am a little emotional today, so you will pardon me for that. As I stand before this distinguished audience, I have to confess that I have very mixed emotions today. One part of me naturally grieves the loss of a good friend, and the other part feels that he lived a life so glorious that it needs to be celebrated. Instead of dwelling on his many achievements that have been spoken about and written about by so many, I would prefer to focus on his personal attributes and speak to you about how much he meant to those of us who had the privilege of knowing him as a person, and how much he meant to all of us with the privilege that we had of knowing him intimately. We were alumni of the same institution in Jamalpur, and both of us did our mechanical engineering from there. I was 5 years his senior, but I still remember the vicarious pride that we all felt when he was appointed as Dean of IIM Ahmedabad and later as his director. The friendship was renewed after he retired and moved to Delhi. He would regularly email me with articles of interest, and I would do the same to him. And we exchanged about 4,000 messages during this period. Just a few days before he passed away, he sent me an article on AI-powered stethoscopes. Alas, that was the last that I heard from him. He had a great love of poetry and music. He was equally at home with English, with Hindi, with Urdu, and had a great sense of humor. He enjoyed a good laugh at any time. There are so many precious memories that we have. For example, when my late wife and I, we were in Sao Paulo in Brazil, we bumped into Kiran and Jagdeep while we were out on a walk. But that was not the only coincidence. He also had the same birthday as my late wife, 25th of November. He was completely fearless. I would often tell him that he had annoyed so many people that he better look after his personal safety. But he was totally undaunted. And he always said that one has to go only once. And he was completely without any fear or without any hesitation. He would escape to Goa whenever he could. He celebrated his 80th birthday there. And Kiran very kindly invited me, but unfortunately we could not meet up for his birthday. But we made up for it, and we had a very nice afternoon in Goa. I can only conclude by saying that we are gathered today to commemorate the life of a true giant among men. One who left behind a legacy which is going to be very difficult to fill. He has left giant shoes on the footsteps of the sands of time. ADR and all the other institutions that he was associated with have lost a mentor and the driving force. I have lost a true friend. Kiran has lost a life partner. But it's an object lesson in the finitude of everything in life. Jagdeep, may you rest in eternal peace. You may have shed the mortal coil, but you will live on in our hearts forever. Thank you.